This is a Sunday song, number 51 of 52. I can't believe we got this far, but this is a special day. We're in Richard Munchkin's house. This is the after party of the Blackjack Hall of Fame dinner we commonly call the Blackjack Ball. Thank you, Max Rubin, for hosting that last night. And here we are on this Sunday, and right now, well, on the camera is Heather Ferris, but behind the camera is 50 or 60 or 70 of the world's most dangerous advantage players. We would turn the camera around, but we'd have to kill you. So we're just going to keep it on me. And I'm going to sing a song I haven't sung for 15 years, a song called Dangerous Game. I wrote it with Robert Morgan Fisher. And it starts out in Sri Lanka, where we went to play blackjack. There were two civil wars going on there at the time. There was the Tamil Tigers were terrorizing the country from one side, and then there was some Marxist rebels, or I don't know, maybe it was a Sinhalese majority, I've forgotten. This is like the late 80s, right? And we went there to play blackjack. You might ask why, but this room wouldn't have to ask why. It was 0.3 off the top, right? So we went there to play blackjack, and we had this thing we kept saying, reward lives in the house of risk. And we kept saying that throughout this whole trip, Art and I. I remember on the plane on the way over there, and we traveled a lot, as a lot of you have, to get to the games, and I would learn about the places I traveled to on the plane on the way there, right? I'd open the book about Sri Lanka. Okay, what's Sri Lanka about? And I'd open the book, and one thing it said in there, it said, in Sri Lanka, when they want to say yes, they shake their head from side to side, right? I just thought that was ridiculous. And I turned to the guy next to me. He was from Colombo. I said, it says in here that when you want to say yes, you shake your head from side to side. Is that true? And he goes, and I said, I didn't think so. That's crazy. And, so we got there, and I remember that Art was encouraging me to take risks in all areas of my life. And there was a French woman at the Colombo Hilton there, and Art was trying to get me to ask her out. Finally, I did ask her out, and of course she said no. she said yes, right? And this was great. We went out to this out-of-the-way restaurant. We didn't think anybody knew where we had gone, but at the end of the dinner, the waiter brought the check and said, he handed it to me. He said, "It's all taken care of, sir." And Art had tripped across us, and he had seen us. And there on the tray was Art's neat block printing. It said, "A reward from the House of Risk." And later in that same trip, I ended up getting tapped on the shoulder and taken to the back room, and I was sitting with the casino manager, and there were these chips between us that I had won. We were talking about who was going to get to keep those chips, who was going to get to cash them in. It was that kind of a conversation, and he kept saying this thing, and which gave me the title of this song. He kept saying, it's a very dangerous game you're playing. And I was just like, I was just doing my job. I was just trying to get my chips and cash my chips out, right? And finally, at some point, I got to keep half of them. Had to give half of them to him, and I called Art, and I said, "Look, I'm back here with this guy, and he's giving me part of the chips, and I need a ride back." And I don't remember this, but Art tells me that I said, "Can you come pick me up?" And he said, "Do you think they might kill you?" And I said, "I think they might." He sent a taxi. So anyway, again, 15 years since I've played this song. The third verse is about one of the questions we had last night at the Blackjack Ball. I was an activist who tried to get the Nevada test site to shut down. And in this story, I take on the personage of my friend Naniki, who did much more than me. She hiked to ground zero at the time of a nuclear test to stop the test, and it did in fact stop the test. So there's that. Thank you, Naniki, and here you go, Dangerous Game. Colombo, Sri Lanka, 2 civil wars. One during the day, the other at night. I was counting cards at the house of risk. I was a little ahead, was doing all right. Tapped on the shoulder, led to a room. He called it his office. It felt like a tomb. We were from different worlds, but there was no language barrier. He said, it's a very dangerous game you're playing. I said, I know one's scarier. Vermont, New Year's Eve, passing on the left, passing on the right. I left my helmet back at the bar. There was ice on the road, there was ice on my bike, and the cop pulled me over, top of the hill. I walked the line, I knew the drill. That's when he gave me the lecture, the whole chapter and verse. He said, it's a very dangerous game you're playing. I said, I know one worse. Mercury, Nevada, underground tests, fire in the earth, leaping to the sky. Greenpeace soldiers on a backcountry action. All the way to ground zero, we climbed, and the whacking hunts waited in their ATVs, guns raised and ready, tell us to freeze. Now they were protecting a bomb blast. Now what could be stranger? They said it's a very dangerous game you're playing, but they don't know from danger. Front porch, her house, 3 a.m. I'm feeling loose, doors locked up tight. I reach for the doorbell, but then I wander off in the middle of the night. I'm crazy with cold feet, can't make up my mind. Try to drag out, play for more time. And there was just one message on my message machine. She said, it's a very dangerous game you're playing. I said, I know what you mean. Thanks, everybody.